Hi guys, went to Poundland today, bought myself a roller set or a mini roller set. Cost me £1.50 and we're going to make a rubber band powered car with it. All we actually want is the tray itself. I'm only doing this as an example of how you can make rubber band powered cars out of all sorts of things. Some people watch my videos, carefully make a note of the contents of what I've used and go and buy them when I just use them because they're laying around. So we'll save these. I'm not going to use them for the rubber band powered car, but I won't actually throw them away. So this is what we want. It will probably shatter if it hits the wall too hard, but it should do the job. Drill a hole there and there for the back axle, and a hole through there and there for the front axle. Rubber band can go round there to hold itself in place, down to the back axle, wind it round, and that'll do. For axles, I'll be using barbecue skewers, bamboo barbecue skewers, because they're cheap and you can get them, but when you buy them in packs, quite often the really cheap ones are warped, so you want to have a look for ones that are straight. And then for wheels, I can use CDs. I can use ones I've already used before. These ones you can probably see have got bottle caps taped in place with a hole through the middle of the bottle cap. And they do wobble around a little bit, but they'll do the job. I've got other ones here where we've hot glued the bottle caps in place. And we got this one where I've just used cardboard glued on either side. What you have to do, you see, is fill the hole that's in the middle of the CD so that you can just use a narrow axle. You could use a piece of wood that's about about half an inch in diameter. I can't remember the exact dimension, which would fill the hole in the middle of the CD. But you'll find that's a bad idea. For a start, that adds a lot of weight. So we need the wheels to be, or the holes to be parallel, otherwise the car will go off at an angle. So it'll probably still go off at an angle, but if we start off like this, there's a chance that it might go fairly straight. Right, I should think, yeah, we want it at this end. I'm trying to do this so you can actually see what I'm doing. So if we drill a hole where we've got the cross, if we're lucky, they'll be parallel, front to back. If we're unlucky, the car will go off left or right a bit, which you can adjust by making the holes a bit bigger but it becomes a bit of a pain. Right, to make the holes, you could use the point of some sharp scissors, you could use a screwdriver, you could use a drill. I'm going to use my old favourite, which is a nail on a stick that I heat up and then melt a hole through. That has the advantage of the plastic doesn't split when you melt a hole through it. Sometimes when you're drilling or pushing a spike through there, it splits. The disadvantage is it will smell, so you need ventilation when you're going to do that. And obviously you're dealing with something hot, so you could burn yourself. So a spike might be your best option. I'll go and use that. Back in a minute. Right, when you're finished, remember that's going to be hot. You need to put it in cold water to cool it down. But there you go, that's what we did. And the advantage of that particular nail is it's thick enough for the bamboo canes to go through. Right, next thing you will probably want is some bits of drinking straw, paper drinking straw in this case, just to space the wheels away from the edge of the tray, because otherwise it will get caught on this ridge. So if we just push one of these on to demonstrate what I mean. See, that'll keep the wheel away from the edge. Right, I'll put 4 wheels on and we'll give it a try. Wheels and axles in place. Freely running, a little bit of a gap so that they can slop side to side just a little bit. Now we need some rubber bands. You can use these lightweight, thin ones. If you haven't joined rubber bands together before, push one through the other one and then push it through itself. That's probably enough. So if you push that through there and then push the rest of it through itself, that'll hold it in place. And then you could glue a bit of bamboo cane sticking out in a T shape so you can hook that on easily, or you can just push it over so it wraps over itself and that holds it in place. So we'll see how straight it goes. In previous videos I've said the longer the car is, the easier it is to make it go straight. Because if you've got a slight misalignment at the front, if you've got a short wheelbase, that makes a lot of difference and it will turn quite tightly. If you've got a long wheelbase, that bit of turn will have far less effect. It will still curve a little bit, but it won't go as much. So we'll see how accurate I've drilled the holes in a minute. Oh, just another little point. If you wind it all up on one side or the other, it will tend to make the car turn a little bit because it's bending the axle. Anyway, Let's have a look. We're going off to the right a bit. So we can either mess around trying to adjust the holes on the front, or we can just point it to the left a bit when we launch it. Right, point it a little bit left. Right, that works. I'll put the camera at the other end and see if we can go back and hit the camera. Perfect. And we've still got some left on there, so we could have gone much further. We're doing about 8 or 9 meters there at the moment, for those people who like to know distances. So a quick recap. This was a mini roller set from Poundland, cost me £1.50. We don't need the roller, we don't need the spare rollers. We just wanted the tray because it was convenient shape to drill a couple of holes in the back for the back axle, a couple of holes in the front for the front axle, barbecue skewers for the axles, CDs for the wheels, and I've used bottle caps taped onto the CDs for the hubs. So that was actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bottle caps, 4 CDs, 2 barbecue skewers, and obviously some rubber bands.